In this lesson, we will explore C++ stacks, a fundamental data structure that follows the last-in, first-out principle. We'll cover what stacks are, how they work, and how to implement them using the standard template library in C++. Let's dive into the basic operations you can perform with stacks. First, the push operation inserts an element at the top of the stack. Then the pop operation removes the top element. To access the top element, use the top function. To check if a stack is empty, use the empty function, which returns a Boolean value. And finally, the size function returns the number of elements in the stack. On the right, you can see a typical stack declaration where we include the stack header. Inside the main function, we can create a stack of integers using std, stack followed by angle brackets with int inside, and the name of the stack is numbers. You can also create a stack using a vector as the base with a similar syntax, std, stack, angle brackets int, comma, std, vector, angle brackets int, and finally closing the outer angle brackets, followed by the name of the stack, which is vstack in this case. Here is an example of how to use the push operation in C++. After including the iostream and stack headers, create a main function and instantiate a stack of integers named numbers. To add elements to the stack, use the push function. For instance, numbers.push10 will add the integer 10 to the top of the stack. Similarly, pushing 20 and 30 will add them on top of 10 in that order. Keep in mind that the push operation adds elements to the top of the stack, following the last-in, first-out principle. Now let's see how to access and remove elements from a stack. As before, include the iostream and stack headers, and then create a main function with a stack of integers named numbers. To access the top element of the stack, use the top function. For example, std, cout followed by numbers.top will output the value of the top element, which in this case is 20. Next, to remove the top element, use the pop function. For instance, numbers.pop will remove the top element, which is 20 in this case. Keep in mind that the pop function removes the top element, but does not return it. You must first use top to access the element before removing it with pop. Now let's check the status of a stack using the empty and size functions. Include the iostream and stack headers, and create a main function with a stack of integers named numbers. To check if the stack is empty, use the empty function. If the stack is empty, it will print stack is empty. To get the current size of the stack, use the size function. For example, std, cout followed by numbers.size will output the number of elements currently in the stack. It is always a good idea to check if a stack is empty before calling top or pop to avoid undefined behavior. Now let's see a complete example of using stacks in C++. Include the iostream and stack headers, then create a main function and a stack of integers called numbers. First, add elements to the stack using the push function, 10, 20, and 30. Next, to print and remove all elements from the stack, use a while loop that continues as long as the stack is not empty. Inside the loop, output the top element of the stack using std, cout, followed by numbers.top, and then remove the top element using numbers.pop. This will output 30, 20, and 10, demonstrating the last-in, first-out behavior of stacks. Stacks have many applications. Some of the common ones include function call management using call stacks, expression evaluation and conversion, implementing undo mechanisms in applications, backtracking algorithms, syntax parsing in compilers, and browser history navigation. std, stack is a container adapter that can work with different underlying containers, such as std, deque, which is the default, std, vector, and std, list. You should choose the container based on your specific performance requirements. Here is a quick summary of what we learned. Stacks follow last-in, first-out ordering, making them ideal for tracking state that needs to be unwound in reverse order. Remember to master push, pop, top, empty, and size for effective stack manipulation. Always check if a stack is empty before calling top or pop to avoid undefined behavior. Choose the appropriate underlying container, such as deque, vector, or list, based on your specific needs. Explore the C++ standard library documentation for more advanced stack operations and examples. This concludes the lesson on stacks in C++. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.